Are you an annoying wife? 10 checklist of irritating habits of a wife. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. This video is all about the annoying habits you unknowingly display to the plain exasperation of your husband. Are you stunned when I say that you have many annoying habits? You never once thought that your habits could annoy your husband. You always thought about yourself as a perfect wife, didn't you? But your husband feels otherwise. Many a time, your husband thinks you're very demanding, very nagging, and very boring. Yes, you unknowingly made relationship mistakes transform the mood of your husband, resentful and frustrated. Your relationship with your husband blooms with love only when you display your emotions within its limits. When your emotions exceed its boundary line, your husband finds it near impossible to tolerate it. Time and again, overstepping your boundary line makes you emote wrongly, behave clingingly, and react vehemently towards your husband. Though you ardently love your husband, you show it the wrong way, a way your husband dislikes. Check out if you display these top 10 irritating habits your husband dislikes in you. The number one sign you're an annoying wife is you do not give your husband his space. Your husband likes his freedom more than anything else. He likes doing his own thing without you intruding into it. But you would have nothing of it. You feel your husband should spend all his free time with you. So, you literally cling to your husband in the name of love, making him feel suffocated and jailed. You also dictate terms and conditions as to what your husband should do, not understanding that he does not like it a wee bit. You feel your husband is irresponsible when he wants to spend time with his friends. So you deride about his irresponsibility as a family man. Your husband does not like it at all. The simple trick is to allow your husband that much of freedom to unwind himself. Your husband loves to spend time with you and your children. But the world of your husband is entirely different from yours. To you, your family is your whole world. But to your husband, family is only part of his life. It is no use blaming your husband for it, because his mental setup is made up like this. The number two sign of an annoying wife is you are always questioning and nagging. Do you know the quality your husband dislikes about you the most? It is your questioning and nagging. You often ask doubting questions about the whereabouts of your husband. And what makes your husband even more irritable is when your tone sounds very suspicious. You also constantly nag your husband about his irresponsible behavior. You nag the untidiness of your husband. You frequently question the duty consciousness of your husband. Your constant nagging makes your husband frustrated and helplessly angry. You make your husband so irritated that he withdraws from interacting with you just to escape your probing questions. You think that you're only making your husband understand his duties by pointing out his mistakes, but he feels you're making him look irresponsible, lazy, and negligent. The number three sign of an annoying wife is wanting to change your husband. You want to change your husband according to your liking. You want your husband to dress according to your wish. You keep advising your husband about what he should do and how he should do it. When you keep on trying to bring changes in the behavior of your husband, his ego rears his head with a vengeance and he hates your all-knowing attitude. Trying to change your husband according to your liking is a topmost quality of an annoying wife. The number four annoying habit of a wife is involving your parents into your personal life with your husband. Your husband hates it when you go to your parents with a long complaint list about him. And when your parents come to your defense, your husband feels hopelessly angry. Your husband feels that the issues you have about him should be sorted out only with him. Your husband does not like it when you bring in your family into the personal issues you have with him. The number five annoying habit of a wife is not listening to your husband. You feel only you know what is good for the family. So you do not listen to the suggestions made by your husband to solve any family issues. Your husband hates it when you do not listen to his ideas and arbitrarily do whatever you think is best. The way you show that your husband knows nothing about family matters makes the ego of your husband crushed and shattered. The number six annoying habit of a wife is not being trusting. You feel that your husband should try even more for his success. You often doubt the ability of your husband to succeed. When you nag your husband to be even more productive, he's at his wit's end, not knowing how to satisfy your never-ending greed. The number 7 annoying habit of a wife is always asking for an explanation. You want explanation for everything from your husband, which makes him all keyed up. Whenever there is an argument between you, you want an explanation for his flare-up. Whenever your husband is late from work, you demand an explanation for his delay. Whenever your husband wants to help his parents, you want an explanation for that also. When your husband has to explain his every movement, he feels you're being unreasonable and shrewish. And when you're not satisfied with the explanations of your husband, he withdraws into a shell of aloofness and remoteness. The number 8 annoying habit of a wife is denying your husband the liberty to help his parents. You love your parents and you help them financially whenever they need it. But if your husband wants to help his parents, you turn it into a huge relationship issue. When your husband has to reason with you to help his own parents with his own money, he feels bitter and resentful against you. Your husband dislikes your too demanding and too calculative nature of wanting everything for yourself. The number 9 annoying habit of a wife is denying him sex. This is a common blunder most wives make, and the worst one at that. You make sex your bargaining ground. You make all sorts of demands at the weakest moment of your husband. Your husband hates you for it. You do not understand that having physical intimacy with your husband builds emotional intimacy with him. But when you convert physical intimacy into a means to commit your husband into doing things he does not like, it makes damaging inroads into your relationship. The number 10 annoying habit of a wife is wanting your husband all for yourself. After marriage, you turn over-possessive towards your husband. You hate to share him with others. You cling to your husband like a leech, demanding all his time and attention, not knowing that he is hating it. When your husband is denied his personal space, he feels fettered and jailed just living with you. Do you have all these irritating qualities your husband hates? Unless you change yourself, you can never win the true love of your husband. But when you forego these irritating habits, your husband loves you as the most comfortable wife to live with. Did this video make you understand the annoying habits you often display, which makes your husband irritable and frustrated? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.